Well, we've always known about some of them because they were actually referenced in the ancient sources themselves. So particularly Irenaeus, for example, who's writing near the end of the 2nd century, he's attacking a number of what he saw as heresies in a massive book called Against Heresies. And so he mentions some of these fake gospels, like the Gospel of Judas or whatever. So we've known about some of these, even if the documents themselves were lost, because often the church destroyed them and got rid of them. It was ancient censorship. So we knew these documents had been there. For the most part, we didn't have copies of them. Sometimes the Christian author quotes so much of the opposing document, you could almost reconstruct it from the quotes. That's not good essay techniques for a student, but that was their context. The other thing is that we've actually had the benefit of a number of accidental discoveries that have come to light. The most famous of those is probably the Gospel of Thomas, which turned up amongst the Nag Hammadi documents in Egypt in 1948, more or less the same time as the Dead Sea Scrolls, but not as famous because it wasn't Israel and it wasn't the Bible in the direct sense. And again, we'd known about the Gospel of Thomas forever. We'd even had 2 portions of the Gospel of Thomas in Greek, but we didn't know they were portions of the Gospel of Thomas until we got the complete Gospel of Thomas in Coptic. And then they went, oh, actually those other 2 documents we've had for 50 years, they're actually part of this thing called the Gospel of Thomas. So sometimes the documents had turned up. In the case of the 2 little fragments, they were in the Genitza, which is sort of the place where you put dead books in a Jewish synagogue, and they wouldn't destroy or throw out an ancient text, but they kind of put them in a corner and bricked it up. So that's been a treasure trove of documents, including a couple of fragments. The town rubbish dump at a place called Elephantine in Egypt, because it's very dry. Thousands and thousands of papyrus have been discovered, including a number of fragments of Gospels. And then much more recently, like maybe just in the last 10 years, a codex which claimed to be the Gospel of Judas came on the market and is probably authentic. So a document that Irenaeus had referred to after 1600, 1700 years, we possibly have it in our hands. So it's been that kind of thing. Yeah.